Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel, Happiness Factory Gardens, where we are covering our journey to set up our homestead, and then from there to convert it into a market garden, and then up from there into a large-scale charity farm network. Today we're going to be going through a few things about what we're doing on the homestead. What we did yesterday, what we're doing today, what we have planned for this week. And yeah, stick around. So yesterday, here at the homestead, we planted a bunch of seeds, all the rest of our spring seeds. And it included, let's see, I'm gonna walk you all through exactly what we planted when I turn the camera around and go walk around the bed and the trellis. But it included, I believe, 5 Indian vegetables that are all climbers. They'll be on the trellis. And then a bunch of other stuff in the bed here behind me. And then I also, yesterday was actually that was the day before yesterday. Yesterday it was raining all day. And so I spent the day digging out the drainage ditches that were clogging up water in our trellis and making essentially almost, if it were to rain a little bit more, it would have made soup of our soil, our nice organic potting mix that's in the ground over there. So I dug out some drainage ditches to guide the water around our trellis, and then also it was puddling up in front at the top of our bed, because as you can see, our property is on a hill, so the water runs down this way, and if there's things in the way, it's gonna take it over. So yeah, I dug the ditch around the garden bed. But yeah, instead of talking about it, let me show you exactly what I did, and then I will show you the seeds that we planted. And also we have some indoor starts that I want to show you. And yeah, let's get to it. All right, so here's our garden bed. What we have coming up is actually 9 things have come up all around between here and the trellis over there. And then we planted a bunch of seeds 2 days ago. So what we have is white icicle radish, this whole row. This whole row is pak choi, which is mustard greens. It's bok choy. Then these 2 rows on this side are broccoli. Over there, just sprouting, are leeks. It's really hard to see. Probably can't see it in this video because they're thin shoots. Over here is beets. And then actually over there also is beets. There's a little section that we did an experiment to grow the beets without the mounds. So we're going to see how those do by the end of the season and see if we need mounds for beets. And probably other root vegetables too. It's a larger experiment. Then of course in the corners here, this you can't see it, can't quite see it, but it is just popping the soil. This is either watermelon or cantaloupe. That's the opposite over there in that corner, either watermelon or cantaloupe, the opposite of what's in this corner. That's actually coming up really nicely. Then on this corner, same deal. It's either watermelon or cantaloupe, either watermelon or cantaloupe. But these are opposite. So on the corners, we have watermelon. Let's say this is watermelon, then that's watermelon. If that's cantaloupe, then that's cantaloupe. Anyways, these are all coming up. We have our organic store-bought bell pepper plant. And I say organic for that because the other pepper plants we bought from the store were non-organic. But all of our seeds that we've bought are organic, and all this soil is organic. So really we're trying to run as organic of an operation as possible. So anyways, over there, those are spinach rows. And then that leads us to what we planted yesterday, which is over here is gongura, which is otherwise known as sorrel. It's an Indian, or well, it's not Indian. It's I guess a tropical green that it shoots up a long shoot and then grows leaves off the side. And it's actually a green, you just eat the leaves. But it can grow that and what's over here, which is a different kind of similar vegetable green. They both grow kind of like microgreens. Like you broadcast the seeds and then cover it with a little layer of soil, and they grow straight up with very shallow roots, and they don't get in each other's way. So we may have to do a little bit of thinning because we put a lot of seeds, but maybe not. Then over here, we'll have to ask Anila exactly which one is which, but on one of these rows, well, both of these rows are split. There's some okra, and then there's 3 variety of eggplants. One is an Asian eggplant, long. It's an Asian eggplant mix, so they're like long and skinny like this, about like that, maybe a foot long or a little less. Different colors. Then we have a similar shape but dark purple, and then we have a Puerto Rican beauty variety, which is kind of like, it's round and a little bit smaller, well, a lot smaller, but a little bigger than what we were going for, what we were looking for, but we're hoping it comes out as to being what we like to eat. So anyways, yeah, as we go over here to the edamame, I want to mention that right now we are just growing what we like to eat, but we'd like to eventually, after we get used to growing and we get used to life on a homestead, we're going to rent out or lease a farm property and turn it into a legitimate farm where we grow maybe 15 different crops, rather than the 40 something that we're planning for this homestead. And those crops will be circulated strategically to make us money so that we can keep growing the business side of things. Anyways, these are edamame. They're all coming up nice, even though we planted them way early in the season. And we thought they came up and then started going back down on a few cold, windy days, but spring is here officially, so we're clear of frost, so they should thrive. What we're gonna do next week is take this wire, which you see a spider, this caterpillar's loving it. We're gonna take that wire and we're gonna trellis it down. So we're gonna hang it from here, hang it in, and put it into the ground next to each of these edamame plants, or at least the stronger ones, maybe every other one, maybe all of them, who knows. We have to check exactly how many edamame plants mature can grow next to each other like this. Probably all of them, since they climb, but we'll have to see. So yeah, anyways, and over here, this is butternut squash, and in one half of this side, the other half is an Indian vegetable. Over here, actually, I believe the other half is cucumber. One half is butternut squash, one half is cucumber. Over here is 2 Indian vegetables, and over here is 2 Indian vegetables. And I think that's how it goes. We'll have to ask Anila. She actually put the seeds in the soil with Nesa. So yeah. These are our drainage ditches that I was referring to earlier. Goes around like that. And this one goes here, off into there to be leaked into the hill there. But yeah, it was puddling up right here. You can see the clay mixing in with the soil with our potting mix. And it was a big puddle right there, so I kind of got the source, which was over here, and dug it out that way. It's just a shallow little ditch, but it'll do the job for now. And this was puddling up big time over here, so I dug it out. First I dug it out that way, straight from there. Then I realized the water was coming from over here, so I dug a little drainage ditch around there and out there. It was also puddling up over there, so that's why I decided to go there and then relieve that way. But yeah, we also have, so we have our potted plants, of course, which are doing pretty good. And then I have a little surprise for something that came up yesterday. So I'm going to save that until after I turn this camera around and tell you what I'm going to do for today. So 1 second. All right, so today I'm actually going to be clearing sticks from the yard that all blew down after I cleared sticks completely so that I can mow the yard. I actually had cleared the entire yard of all the sticks, and then a big storm came and knocked sticks all over the yard. So I'm going to have to pick those up again. And then we just bought a lawnmower yesterday, so I'm going to mow the lawn in the front yard and the remaining backyard that is still just lawn. Because our neighbors would appreciate it. I've noticed, we just moved in here, but everyone in the neighborhood has their lawn mowed already. So I realized it's a little bit past due in the spring, so I'll keep up with that from now on. But yeah, so let me tell you what I did yesterday. 1 second, let me put this phone down in a nice space, nice little spot, so I can get my arm a little break here. So 1 second. All right, so yesterday I actually sit on the board of a nonprofit that works on building a sustainable future for the Sandhills region of North Carolina. And one of the initiatives that we facilitate is a farmers market network to bring fresh, local, good, healthy food to the community there. So I emailed the farmers market manager and I asked if I could get in there with some microgreens and with some of our excess vegetables just on the side. But the main business, the farmers market business for us would be microgreens. And she said yes. So we just have to fill out the application, and we're going to have to move forward with getting a business license and some liability insurance. But after that, we're in the market. So that's super exciting for us. That means that we can really take this to the next level and do what we want to do with our homestead and make some money off of it instead of just pushing money into it. Of course, we made a slight initial investment into the homestead, but it's going to be, as far as the garden and such, but that'll pay itself back with the food that we grow for ourselves. But yeah, if we can, now that we're going to be able to be selling microgreens, which is a pretty profitable endeavor, yeah, we'll be able to make some money to actually eventually lease a farm or lease a little bit of farmland and start growing this. So yeah, that was super exciting to hear back from her yesterday, and I'm going to go ahead and work on the business side of everything with that and figure out what we need to grow, how much, when to start it, the process and everything. We've experimented with microgreens before and it came out fine, but I'd like to scale it up from where we did it, so I'm gonna have to buy a couple supplies, but yeah, we'll be able to go from there and achieve our goals and reach our dreams. So I should say reach our goals and achieve our dreams, live our dreams. But yeah, I'm gonna actually take you inside now before I get to the stick collecting, and I'm gonna show you what we have inside. We broadcast some holy basil into a red solo cup, and with some soil in there, some good starter soil, starter mix, and there's probably like 50 seeds in that little solo cup, which is definitely overkill. But I've seen that method where with basil you can start a lot of seeds in the same spot and then separate them and plant the strong ones in their own pods from there, instead of starting them in their own pods and then planting in a larger pot. You can actually start all together, just to have more options. So anyways, I'm going to show you. It's pretty interesting. This was 4 days ago. It's been under a little LED grow light that we got for $1 at Dollar Tree. But these grow lights are boss. They're really doing their job with everything else we have in there. So anyways, yeah, it's been 4 days, and as you'll see, the soil can hardly handle all those seeds germinating, so it's like swelling on top pretty heavily, and soon some of them will be popping through. But let me go show you, and that'll be the end of this video. Make sure you like this video if you enjoy the content. If you want this video to circulate, if you want our channel to circulate, like this video, because that shows YouTube that that people enjoy watching the video, and it'll push the video out to other people. So if you support our mission in working to bring a healthy lifestyle to the masses eventually, then go ahead and like this video, subscribe to our channel, Happiness Factory Gardens, and hit the notification bell so you can follow our journey with all our uploads. Share the video, share the channel, and comment below if you want to interact. We would love to hear from you. And you can ask anything. Ask what we're doing exactly. Ask why we're doing things a certain way. Ask our goals. Anything you want to talk about or have questions about, comment below. We'll get back to you. Until next time, I'm going to go show you the basil seedling sproutings, basil seedlings germinating in that cup, and then I'll see you within a few days. See you next time. Peace. So this is our little indoor setup, our starter setup. These are peppers and tomatoes. These are tomato plants we started indoors. They're doing pretty good. These are our grow lights I was referring to, the dollar grow lights. And this is, I'm going to get up close here. That's the basil. It was flat. Let me actually take this out. The soil was flat. Now, as you can see, it's just like bulging and coming up everywhere. So looking forward to a lot of choice of holy basil. And yeah, that's actually going to be our companion for our tomatoes for this year, and also to have a holy basil plant in the house to bring good luck and for its medicinal qualities, and for me, the taste. So anyways, until next time, see ya.